Good morning and welcome to Church on the Net. So today I want to do an encouragement. This goes along with the lines of the story of why we do the mighty men. The mighty men were King David's chosen warriors from conquered kings that he took into his confidence, that he treated so well that they became very loyal to him. We're going to read 2 Chronicles 12:8. This is the New King James. Some gladiators joined David at the stronghold in the wilderness, mighty men, full of valor, men trained for battle, who could handle shield and sword, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as gazelles on the mountains. So, I want you to think about this. King David had chosen mighty men who were kind of above reproach, and the gladiators were the champions for the kings that they served. And he offered them kind of like an adoption into his kingdom if they would serve his God and reject all others, and then serve him. Kind of like we as Gentiles, unless you were born in the Jewish faith or Jewish nationality, you're a Gentile, which we were not the chosen people, but we were adopted because of what Christ did on the cross. The blood sacrifice that he gave extended to the Gentiles to allow them to receive salvation. People, men and women, mighty warriors that I'm talking to right now, you are those men and women. You are mighty warriors. Should you choose to be? Will you choose to be? That's the real question. Men of strength, men of valor, men of dedication, women of valor, women of dedication, who are so strong and so pro the Lord, pro Jesus, that their faces appear as lions, fierce in every way. In this world, you're going to have trouble. What does it mean to be a true gladiator for Christ? You put him first, number one. You do what he says. Read, tithe, pray. You submit, which is the hardest thing for any of us, especially, I think, as you get older, and it seems like here in the U.S., it's harder and harder to submit. We haven't done that. We don't do that usually. Who is the Lord of your life, and who is the King? Who are you serving? I chose to follow Jesus when I was about 7 years old. 9 years later, I decided to go into his service and become an ambassador for him. I haven't looked back yet. Are the times rough? Yeah, they can be rough. But you keep the goal in front of you. You always look forward. You always keep your eyes on Jesus. There's a good lesson in if you've ever learned kayaking or canoeing. If you want to get from one side of the lake to the other, you don't keep your eyes on a point on the other side of the lake. You'll go all over the place and probably never get there. However, if you keep your eyes on the point, on the goal, you'll make it. Many of us don't even keep the goals for our own lives. Many of us don't seek a vision or what God is calling us to, or maybe a vision statement for our lives or a mission statement. The Bible says in Proverbs, without a vision, the people perish. It's a lack of direction. Are you willing to be that man, that woman of God, who is so fierce and so tenacious that you have the face of lions? Are you willing to do that? The choice is totally yours. You can live for him in victory, no matter how hard the road is, or you can choose to not live at all, or live that half life, that ghost of a life where you're not really a full believer, but you act like it, but everybody knows the truth. It's time to embrace. It's time to submit. Rise up and be the men and women God called you to be. This is a short one today, but it's very intentional. I hope you have a great day. Know that you're loved.